Everyone associates the number 13 with being unlucky, and Friday the 13th even more unluckier, yet few can tell you its origins and true meaning. Chinese astrology numerology knows better and associates this with the number 4 as the death number, which is not to be confused with what I teach, which is Vietnamese numerology astrology, where 1 and 3 equals 4. 4 is the number of power, law, and order. But in Freemasonry, 13 is the Freemason's number. It represents the 13 families of the bloodline and is shown in the 13 steps of the pyramid printed on the American dollar bill. It also relates to the fall of the Knights Templar, a group of single men that fought battles and causes of the Catholic Church. The fall of the Knights Templar came in the late 13th century and their alliance with the Freemasons. The Freemasons were officially classed as a fraction of different tradesmen with an army also in the 13th century. The Knights Templar are a fraternity that infiltrated and joined the Masons, the financial banking system, and the powers that control modern day entertainment, news, and media. Their symbol can be found on numerous articles and even clothing today.
The Templars were medieval supermen, pilgrims and warriors, paupers and bankers. During the Middle Ages, Templar knights were famous across the world, known for their white uniforms emblazoned with a red cross.
Friday the 13th, which most people have heard of, are unaware that on Friday, October the 13th, in the year 1307, the last of the Knights Templar were rounded up in Paris and burnt at the stake, or slaughtered and placed in piles of bodies, which were then set alight. Yet many of the Masons believe this is when the remaining Knights Templar that were spared due to their importance and power in society were given a choice to join or perish. The news reported that all the Knights Templars had been sacrificed in an effort to erase them. This was also the first influence over the news the Freemasons now owned to control the public outcome and perception of this event. It was due to the Knights Templar being Catholic formed in Jerusalem in their Jewish country and the Freemasons being financially invested by the Jewish banking families. The two most despised and hated groups by the Freemasons, as described in their own texture as vile, are the atheists and Catholics. At the top of the 13 steps on the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill sits the Jewish banking family known as the Rothschilds, who have a net worth of over $300 trillion. There are also 13 members of the Last Supper, where Judas was last and late, which was deemed punishable. This is included in ancient Solomon text. Some might remember the terror attack in Paris, which happened on Friday the 13th, 2015, where terrorists opened fire and rounded up members of the public, much of that which was very much the same as the Freemasons and the Knights Templar. Major events and accidents, plus atrocities, should raise any awareness and an eyebrow if it falls on the 13th of any month, as this is when rituals and sacrifice will be cast by Masons and the Jewish elite. The 13th letter in the alphabet is also M, which stands for Masons.